I was working with a mummy in my holistic postpartum method, and she's in the last few weeks of her pregnancy. And she told me some breastfeeding advice that she was given, which unfortunately is not very rare. My friends keep telling me to scrub my nipples with a rough towel every day to toughen them up for breastfeeding. Oh. Welcome back to our 4-part series of some of the worst advice mothers are given about breastfeeding and what to do instead. Unfortunately, a lot of this advice given to these mothers is not actually helpful, and it leads to damaged nipples, lower milk supply, and quitting breastfeeding earlier than they plan to, which then leads to a lot of guilt and discouragement and a higher rate of postpartum depression and anxiety and ripple effects, so many ripple effects. So today we're going to break down one of the most harmful pieces of advice given to mothers, that you need to toughen up your nipples. Toughen them up, girl. And what to do instead. It always breaks my heart when I do a home visit and I go to see a mother who had spent weeks scrubbing their nipples raw with washcloths, pumping without their babies to condition themselves. And I have even heard a mother being recommended to scrub them with sandpaper. Sandpaper. There's a few things in life that do not need to toughen up. Flower petals, your feelings, marshmallows, and definitely your nipples. Your nipples do not need to be toughened up. They actually need to be protected and cared for so they can do their very specific job effectively. Here's what happens when we actually try to toughen up our nipples. We damage the tissue before we even start breastfeeding. We are literally creating micro tears in our skin. And this trauma makes breastfeeding even more painful, not less painful. There's an increased risk of infection. Damaged nipple tissue is more susceptible to bacterial infections and to developing a yeast infection called thrush. And then we have delayed healing because when you do start breastfeeding, pre-damaged tissue takes longer to heal from normal wear. Oh, now why does this happen? This advice is coming from generations of women who were told that breastfeeding pain is inevitable and it is normal and you should just expect your nipples to bleed and crack. Many of us don't have access to proper latch education or lactation support, which is the whole reason I've created this channel and make these videos. And because of this, we develop coping mechanisms that actually make things worse. The real issue is that we're actually trying to solve the wrong problem. The pain isn't from soft nipples, it's from poor positioning and latch and a lack of support. Without understanding what causes breastfeeding pain, we accept harmful solutions that seem logical. I mean, it makes sense, right? If we think of our feet or our hands or our fingers, we build up calluses so that they can be used more and they can toughen up. But the skin on our nipples is totally different from the skin on our fingers, on our hands, and on our feet. The skin around and on our nipple is extremely well designed, and it has a very particular purpose. It has these tiny glands called Montgomery glands that have this built-in lubrication. It makes a natural moisturizer to keep it soft on purpose. It's also naturally soft and sensitive, so it can respond to our baby's needs. And it's meant to stay moist and flexible, not tough and calloused, because it changes shape. It stretches, it pulls back, it flattens, it's malleable, it changes its shape. And why does this matter? Think of it this way. Your hands and your feet, they're kind of like work boots, right? They're meant to do many different things and to handle tough, hot, cold things. Your nipples are like specialized equipment designed perfectly for one very specific job. So when you try to make your nipples tough like your hands, you're actually breaking their natural protection system. It's like trying to use a silk scarf like sandpaper. You will rip it to shreds. You will damage it. It is not made for that. Your breasts are perfectly designed for breastfeeding. They don't need to be fixed or toughened. They need to be protected and cared for so they can do their job properly. So how do we actually prepare our body for breastfeeding? Skip the pump. Number 1, do not pump if you're pregnant, because pumping can cause you to go into labor. You do not need to pump while you're pregnant, because that's not actually what makes milk. The placenta has to leave your body first. And we need to learn about breastfeeding. We spend so much time preparing for labor and birth, and almost none of us get guidance or education on what's coming next. I definitely didn't, and I struggled, and that's why I got into this field, because it was so tough, and I had no idea what I was getting into. And it's the reason I created the holistic postpartum method. I want to set moms up for success. We go through breastfeeding so you don't experience cracked and bleeding nipples, how to eat after birth to build up your energy and help your body feel strong and capable afterwards, and protect your mind, and a whole lot more. And the third thing that we can do is line up support. Find local resources around you. Are there mother groups? Are there breastfeeding groups? Are there lactation consultants in your town? What is there already for you? Because I guarantee there's something there. There's something there for you. This is just one of several harmful pieces of advice that sabotage mothers' breastfeeding success. And there's a lot of common recommendations that actually work against us. Knowing what they are can save you from weeks of pain and unnecessary struggle. And I wrote out a 5-day free email course below. You can sign up. And it will send you the 5 biggest mistakes moms make when they're trying to boost their milk supply and what to do instead. Hope it helps. Love ya. See you, pizza.